The brain is completely predisposed to addiction. It's addictive by nature. And for me, the only addiction, which they called a brain disease in 2013, I think they were right. The addiction is being addicted to our thoughts. And then when we believe those thoughts, we start to suffer. When we question those thoughts, when we re-look at, which is contemplation, re-looking at reality rather than our perceptions, exactly the way reality is, we start to heal. So we move from the world being a malevolent, violent, and depressive place through to the world being a safe, kind, creative space. And we can do that. That's a massive, massive, major shift with two polar opposites right there. So some people are living lives of quiet desperation, while others are living lives of creativity and happiness. Choose creativity and happiness and practice it through all the techniques that we're sharing with you now. If you're stuck, you get yourself into a program and reprogram your mind. You need new software if you've been stuck for a couple of years, couple of decades, which is the norm today. It's what everybody tells me. I had a divorce. I had a death 5 years ago. I have not been the same since. This is the stuckness. It is the nature of a brain that is frozen. And it's frozen neurobiologically until we start to take action and move from fearful, frightened parts of our brain and our personality. We then move to more loving parts of our brain, located on the completely opposite side, where gratitude and love and belonging reside. So getting there is the journey back home. That's what we're calling it these days. It's the journey back to an authentic, sacred self without the beliefs that you are somehow tainted darkly, that you're suffering, that you have a shadow that you can't get rid of. Absolute nonsense. All things are possible. And when we change where we focus, we change where all our energy goes. From the back doldrums of the dungeons of our minds through to the front, the light side, the Pinocchio, as Pinocchio was. The pineal gland is in the front, and occhio meaning eye. And all of these stories were of how he himself emerged from doing silly things every day and getting swallowed by whales and not listening to adults, and how he moved from the back to the front, vowing each time, of course, that he would never do these foolish things again. But of course he did. So that's the story of our power to change, and it's been around forever, in the East, in the West, in the North and the South. Wherever we look, all the prophets and the sages have told us, be still and know. Self-love is brain love. You can be 10 or 20 pounds overweight and you're not going to be loving your brain at all. It's going to age you by 10 years, sometimes more. So just looking after your weight is something that's going to have to be dealt with through mindfulness, through consciousness, through awareness. And we're incredibly good at personal transformation. When we know why to do it, we can bear anyhow, as Friedrich Nietzsche used to say. So all we need is a process, and we call this process the paradigm shift. Literally something you can see on a brain scan, something that people can no longer deny anymore. So the power really is in our hands. All we need is the process to recreate the person. All we need is to understand the process, the roadmap, to unblock those highways and recreate whenever we want to, whenever we're ready, at 40, 50, 60, wherever it's going to be, to recreate our personal realities through removing the masks of codependence, anxiety, through perfectionism and all the things and traits that we've developed to keep us safe. When we unmask ourselves, we're set free. We become unlimited, unbounded. And really, the sky is the limit. Self-love is brain love. And that's where we start. The paradigm process There's a program that we use, and it's a 10-step program, and it starts with letting go of control. That need to control is our need to stay the same, which results in 10 years of depression, anxiety, of being lost and stuck in PTSD. We've got to understand that when we let go of control and say, all right, I've had enough. When I understand that my brain is running amok, when I become conscious, I put down control. The more I try to control the mind without the proper tools, the worse it's going to become, the faster the thoughts are going to run. So I let go on one side, which is right and left hemispheres. I let go of control and I let it be. And I start to disidentify. I am not my personality. I am not even my environment or my personal reality. Rather, I am what is behind my thoughts. I am the observer of these thoughts. Rather, I'm the creator of my own healing. I am the one who is capable of transformation. So, do not be conformed to your mind was written in the Bible, and how true it is. But be transformed by the renewal of your mind. So there we go. This is nothing new. We're just seeing it on brain scans. A new mind, a transformed mind, is practiced through intention. It is when we release control, which is all based in fear. All types of fear, which is a real primary emotion. We start to take a paradigm shift over to love. Love is the most powerful emotion of all. You love your body, you love your heart, you love your brain, you're going to have a good life. When we don't love our body, hearts, and brains, we need to become conscious that we're not doing it. Most of us are friendlier, we're kinder to strangers than we are to ourselves. We just don't know it, we're just not aware. So awareness is really key, mindfulness, and practicing our tools. We really can create anything we want once we realize that there's a mask that we can lift and remove. We're not the story of the past. Even if I have bipolar or whatever it's going to be today, it might be something different. And I might need to look at a scan to check it out. Why not? There is no limit to healing and life transformation today. We have a pharmacy inside of us, no pharmaceutical company required, that is capable of perfectly dosing, perfectly balancing, perfectly shifting us from A through to B through time and practice. When we remove fear, the gloves are off and we become unlimited.